The following is a presentation of the NABL.
Welcome to tonight's game. This one's going to be good. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
We're underway here in Dallas, Texas. LaShawn Murphy right up. Here he goes. He rolls it in.
You know what game is? That's when you play.
He's going to take it all away. Oh, my goodness gracious.
And it's going to be out of bounds. Oh, great save.
Oh, my goodness. We feel like we can go out and dominate.
Lands it home and closes it out with authority.
That's game. That's game.
Welcome. That is NABL basketball.
Welcome to the show of the North American Basketball League. You are on the backcourt here with Ken Buckner. 6 weeks are in the record books for this 2017 season, and this week on the backcourt, we're looking and talking about perfection, a new powerhouse, possible problems, and a premier player joining the NABL. All that and a whole bunch more. So let's jump right into it. The biggest stories of Week 6 in the NABL. Oh, what a difference a weekend makes. Do we have a new powerhouse in the NABL's Eastern Conference? Well, look at it this way. After Week 6 in Alabama, Huntsville is seriously making a claim as the new force. See what I did there? In the NABL, Huntsville entered into this weekend at 2-3 overall, 0-1 within the division, and with the 4-1 Birmingham Vulcans coming in to attack on Saturday, and the 4-0 undefeated Pharaohs on Sunday. I mean, not honestly the best opportunity for the Huntsville Force to turn things around necessarily, right? Or so we thought. Boom! Man, Huntsville goes out and shows us all what is up by taking the Battle of Bama Part 1 with a big, huge 135-109 pounding of the Vulcans, and only to follow that up with a 100-97 squeaker of a win over the Southern Illinois Pharaohs. Two huge back-to-back wins within the Eastern Conference North Division, and now creates that three-way tie atop the division standing. So, for the inside scoop on this, it's backcourt exclusive. Let's head out to Huntsville, Alabama. Owner, general manager, and coach of the Force. Welcome to the backcourt, Justin Billings. Coach, owner, general manager of the Huntsville Force. First of all, congratulations on what a huge weekend that went down in Huntsville.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Tell us about, let's dive in, these weekend games. First of all, it was the Battle for Bama Part 1 on Saturday as the Birmingham Vulcans came into Huntsville. Walk us through that game and ultimately the victory.
We knew coming in that it was going to be a tough weekend. Two games that we definitely had to win in order for playoff contentions. Yeah. We came in, older guys set a great example for shoot around. Energy was great. Everyone was focused. From the time the ball went up, everyone was energized into the game. Everyone gave it their all, and guys really handled everything great.
Now, you take down Birmingham on day number 1 of the weekend doubleheader, and then on Sunday, in comes the Southern Illinois Pharaohs, one of the few last undefeated teams within the NABL. The Huntsville Force did what nobody else has been able to do, and that is get a victory over the Pharaohs. You defend home court. Walk us through the Sunday matchup with Southern Illinois.
Yes, sir. Southern Illinois came in, very, very good team. Tip my hat to them. They're very long, athletic, very good players. We came in. We knew it was going to be a dog match. They weren't undefeated for no reason. The guys stepped up. We led pretty much the whole game right there at the end. Few not smart plays allowed them to get back into the game, and right there at the stretch, it really turned into a big fight. We were able to get a couple stops, knock down a couple free throws, and come away with the win.
Well, The Force in its first year has played every team on the schedule so far extremely tough, regardless of the opponent, and even through the losses early in the season. But it appears that the corner is being turned, so to speak, within the franchise, and the team has really come together. Talk about your Huntsville Force squad and really the maturation and what's really happened in this past weekend and leading up to it that's making the Force a true force in the NABL.
Yes, sir. Well, I accepted the team about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Capital Cardinals was our first game together. I knew right then and there they had a very special team. We were just a few tweaks, few changes off. We made a few cuts, added a few players. And I think right now we definitely have the right pieces in management and the pieces on the court to make this thing successful.
Yeah, we've talked here on the backcourt already about the May 20th trade deadline within the NABL. And one of the keys to being successful in this league, we saw it last season, is being able to adjust on the fly. What kind of personnel changes and, well, honestly, management changes too, as far as you coming in the head coaching spot? What kind of changes did you make within the roster, and what were you looking to add?
Changes as far as the roster. We've added a lot more depth at the guards. We've gotten more aggressive post play. Overall, we've just weeded out attitudes. Mm-hmm. Everyone pretty much is bought in. Everyone's on the same page. We got a great group of older guys that really want to make an opportunity out of this. And they're definitely taking this opportunity very serious.
Well, Huntsville certainly clicking on all cylinders right now, and that takes us to week number 7, where you got to love this, a 3-way tie atop the Eastern Conference Northern Division now. A big chance, though, for the Force to go on top within that division, and an instant rematch. Got to love the schedule makers of the NABL. An instant rematch, Battle of Bama Part 2, as this time you head to Birmingham in their home court. One of our marquee games in the NABL for sure this weekend. What does the Force need to do to come out against the win, get the win against the Vulcans?
Yes, sir. We definitely understand that Birmingham isn't going to roll over and give it to us. They put up a great fight. They're a great team, and it should be a very good game for the people to see. We know we have to go in clicking on all cylinders.
Well, it's going to be one of the ones to watch, as we said, this weekend. And, all the best. Congratulations again on this huge weekend. It's great to see Huntsville. We've seen the potential already early in the season, and now it's really clicking, as we've said. So appreciate the time. That is owner, general manager, and head coach of the Huntsville Force, Justin Billings. You have an Army background, correct?
Marine Corps.
Wow. Well,
yes, sir.
Hooah! Absolutely, my friend. You definitely
yes, sir.
see that. You see that on the court for sure with the Force now. So watch out.
Yes, sir.
Well, very nice. We salute you and appreciate your service and appreciate the time here on the backcourt.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
So while Huntsville has forced the Eastern Conference North, let's see what I did there again, into a deadlock. The Eastern South has a clear front runner. And are we surprised, ladies and gentlemen?
No!
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yes, the backcourt is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
That's great!
The Atlanta Show opened their home court to a pair of games in Week 6. Saturday was the rival Savannah Cavaliers and the highly anticipated matchup on Sunday with the Capital City Cardinals out of Raleigh, North Carolina. No surprise on Saturday as the show dispatched the reeling Cavs 116-103, but in a game that we thought would be Atlanta's first real shot at a loss. Well, I'm at a loss in this one, as the 4-1 Capital City Cards are now 4-2 as Atlanta annihilates Capital City in this one, 127-88. Woo! Clearly stating that, the Atlanta Show is no doubt the lead horse in this division, and their clean sheet continues. The Atlanta Show, 18-0 since their inception in the NABL. Think about that. Yeah. It's almost heavenly what they have done. The NABL Western Conference. Now, the two questions leading into Week 6 in the West. Number one, let's deal with that one first. Are the San Antonio Lions for real? And two, could the Dallas Hoyas bounce back from their 2016 conference championship form that they've somehow lost along the way here in 2017? Well, Saturday, both of those questions were somewhat addressed as the Lions headed up I-35 into Big D, and we get a big answer, certainly to that first question. Studio audience, are the Lions for real?
Yes!
Yeah, with the three-point shot as San Antonio's main weapon in their arsenal, the Lions take down the Hoyas in Dallas on the Dallas home court, 128 to 127. You talk about a nail biter till the very end, but honestly, for 98% of this game, the Lions had control of it. I mean, they led by up to 20 at one point in this contest, sinking 19 three-pointers to down Dallas and take a half-game lead in the West over the DFW United. Lions point guard Eric Stewart was a huge factor in this win and one of our NABL Players of the Week. He's on the backcourt, of course. Eric. Well, Eric, congrats, man, on the big win on the road over the Hoyas and your NABL Player of the Week performance of 35 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. That's the second time you've had that honor in your career, including last season. Congrats on that, man. I mean, what a great honor.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It is a big honor. It feels good to be recognized for showing my talents out there.
Well, it was a lot of talent to show, certainly, too, man. You were just lethal from behind the arc. The game started off close as we dive into the matchup against the Hoyas, but for 95% of the game, I mean, the Lions just led by as much as 20 at one point, as we've said. It came down to the wire. You pulled out the win for the Lions. Talk about the game and your performance and your teammates.
Okay. Well, first, I'll start off with the teammates, man. Without them, there is no me. You know what I'm saying? They put a lot of trust in me. They pass the ball, set screens. They do a lot of good things. They hit open shots. They give me my assist. So one time for my team, I really appreciate that. As far as the game, we just wanted to come in and set the tone. Like you said, for the most part, we did lead. So we just wanted to come out. We know being on the road, you don't get a lot of calls. A lot of things don't go your way. So if you do your job, come out and play, we put yourself in a good position. So that was just our main focus, that we wanted to come out, play together, and come out and set the tone.
You know, San Antonio for years now has lived and died by the three-pointer. 19 threes. 19 three-pointers from behind the arc in this game. But it's not just the three ball, really. Something I noticed in the contest, it's the ability for you and your team to create the open shot from the perimeter that really gets it going.
Yeah. Like I said, we really, like you said, San Antonio, so we try to play like the Spurs. So we play together and we exploit mismatches. So yeah, that's a big thing of our offense.
Yeah, you talk about the mismatches. I mean, the Hoyas had the size advantage, but really that seemed to hurt them because, you know, they were throwing forwards on your guard-heavy rotation on the perimeter, and they just weren't getting the defense out there.
Yeah, keep them moving. That's one thing we do. Like, our guards, we do strive forward with our guard play. So, like, I know when we got out there, the Hoyas were looking like, damn, they don't have any bigs, but that's the way we play. We need 1 or 2.
Man, when you shoot like that from behind the arc, you don't need bigs, man. That's just almost insurmountable when it comes to that. So people saw that 3-1 record going into this weekend, and more than just a few thought, if we're being honest, you know, are the Lions for real? Are they really 3-1 because they are a 3-1 team? Should they be leading the Western Conference? Well, it appears that, yeah, buddy, yeah, you are for real, absolutely.
Yep, we are, man. Like you said, last year was an eye opener for us. You know what I'm saying? It was our first year. It was the first year of the league. So for us to come out there, you know what I'm saying, we didn't take it as serious as I felt we should have. So this year we got a new approach, and we want to make some noise, really put us out there.
Well, the noise is being made now. As dangerous as your Lions are, even more so you're more dangerous at home, which you are this Saturday as the good old friends that are the Austin Knights come back in. Preview that game and what you need to do to take down one of the Lions' biggest rivals. I mean, a team that kept you out of the NABL Final Four last season.
Very true, very true. That game still haunts me. But this weekend, you know what I'm saying, we just want to come out and do our job again. You know what I'm saying? Limit the offense to one shot, come down, push the ball. If we got something in transition, not pull it out, work the mismatches, and find the open shots. Just do what we do, play our game.
Well, there you go, man. We will see you play that game on your home court this weekend against the Knights. 35 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and also I counted 4 steals in that matchup, man. And you were crucial and clutch from the free throw line in the waning moments of that game, too. So congratulations once again being named NABL Player of the Week, Eric Stewart. Appreciate the time, buddy.
All right, man. Thank you for having me.
Now, the question remains, is there trouble in Big D? The Hoyas now at 3-3 overall, but more importantly, 2-2 within the Western Conference, played this game without the services of point guard Bruce Barron, last year's NABL MVP. Now, Bruce did not suit up because of an illness, and he's had some ankle injury in the previous games before. So while they got 20 from Rico Piervilis, who's making a case as the NABL Sixth Man of the Year coming off the bench, the Hoyas had 18 from C.J. Carter, Jarvis Bradley, and Charlie Shorter. Dallas hurting right now and have a big weekend coming up, not this weekend, who are on a bye, but against the Miss Lou Warriors in 2 weeks. And our final big story of Week 6 actually is coming this upcoming weekend as the Kitsap Admirals of the NABL West Coast Conference finally makes their return to the court, trying to add to that undefeated 2-0 record that the Admirals sport. Now, while the rest of the West Coast Conference in the meantime has been busy beating each other up in the standings, Kitsap has actually been overseas on an international trip playing in China for the past month. Kitsap, they do a lot of stuff, as do all of the clubs, internationally and domestic, within the West Coast Conference. But this week, they face their rivals, Quad City and the Flames. So we'll see if there's any jet lag in affecting the Admirals, or if they admirably still have their sea legs. I couldn't resist. I mean, we're in a nautical theme right now. It's over there. Okay. Pacific's right there. Now, the NABL trade deadline is fast approaching. No team may make any further roster moves, free agent signings, or trades after the date of May 20th. So it's liable to be a pretty crazy day on May 20th, and we will cover that here exclusively on the BackCourt and at NABLbasketball.com. Just click on news, and you'll see all that's going down. After May 20th, hey, what you got is what you got. All the way through into the NABL playoffs and the NABL Championship Series, of course, as we've said, taking place in Atlanta. And we're already seeing teams loading up and making moves. You've just heard about Huntsville doing just that. Birmingham has been active. So many teams throughout the NABL and a lot of movement left to be made. We'll cover it here on the BackCourt to keep you updated. But after big moves made just recently by the Texas Wolverines, Birmingham, as we said, Huntsville, the Miss Lou Warriors may have just stole the headlines from everyone, just announcing this past Sunday, maybe the biggest signing of the season, dynamic, game-changing guard LaShawn Murphy, the 6-foot high flyer out of the University of Auburn Montgomery, and currently wrapping up his season in the EBA in Spain as starting point guard for the CB Cazorla Jean Parezo Interior. Yeah, how about that? Of course, I keep that up, and we're going to need subtitles here on the show. Murphy will join the Warriors, already 2-1 in the West, sometime later this month, early next month. We'll actually get the scoop from him on that coming up. And it was a bit of a free agent sweepstakes, honestly, for LaShawn, who 2 years ago played for the Dallas Hoyas, then formerly the Garland Hoyas, in their first ever season as a franchise. But Ultimately, Murphy heads to Miss Lou, who is already poised to be one of the most talented teams in the West, already at 2-1, as we said. And LaShawn Murphy, poised to be one of the most dynamic players. Honestly, if I'm just being honest with you, which I am, why would I lie? We're friends, right? Ever seen in the NABL. You watch these highlights as we get to go to Spain. Yes, Spain! Right now, live on the backcourt, let's go across the Atlantic and meet up with the game changer that is LaShawn Murphy. Truly, again, highlighting the North American Basketball League as minor league's biggest stage. Let's go talk to LaShawn on the backcourt. This, by the way, the first time here on the backcourt that we have went international. So how about that? We have jumped the pond, so to speak. And yeah, the backcourt, we know no limits here as we dial up. Welcome to the show, LaShawn Murphy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm thankful to be here. Thank you.
This is very, very cool. And welcome to the NABL. I mean, you have to be excited about returning to the States and, boy, jumping right into the middle of this NABL 2017 season.
Yes, I'm excited. I want to, make the best contributions I can for the team that I will be playing for. So I'm excited, actually.
Now, as we are currently talking to you, we're also seeing some of your highlights for Cazorla. There are numerous free agent signings and roster moves actually going on right now as we speak throughout the NABL before the trade deadline hits on the 20th. But yours is making the biggest splash this week. First of all, tell us about your decision to join the NABL versus other leagues.
I chose to join the NABL because I felt more comfortable, and especially with the team that I chose to play for, I felt more comfortable playing for this team, and I felt playing for this league because, I played in the league in the past. So, I felt very, very comfortable with the decision that I made, especially coming from Spain and, to be able to see my family and everything. So it's good for me.
From an outside and, boy, international perspective, I mean, what is the buzz in the outside view of the North American Basketball League?
From being in Spain, I've heard a lot about this league, honestly, and especially from YouTube and all of these videos. I've been watching them all, so and you keep everybody entertained. So I've been watching this. I've watched everyone every week, everything. So a lot of people that I know personally have told me about this league and about the videos and everything. So you're doing a good job, a great job.
Oh, I appreciate that. Well, you talk about being entertained. My gosh, I mean, your dunks to your shooting to your passing. I mean, you're a true point guard in every sense, but man, you're a scoring point guard as well too. Talk a little bit about your game before we get into this whole free agent sweepstakes that kind of went down.
My game is, I'm just a winner. At the end of the day, I'm just a winner. I do anything. I don't care if I score 0 points and have 20 rebounds and 20 assists. Like, I just want to win. So I do whatever is necessary for my team to win. And when I play, I feel like, like I need to have that extra edge to be able to, beat these people or beat the teams that we play, because somebody has to do it. And I always feel like I am that person that has to, do the extra thing. If I have to play defense, full court, stop the player from scoring, the best player, whatever I have to do to win, this is what I'm ready to do because, this is my life. I chose to play basketball. So, it comes with the territory.
Well, you've certainly been gifted, my friend, with the talents to do just that. Now, upon your announcement to join the NABL, I mean, several teams throughout the league jumped in on the sweepstakes for LaShawn Murphy's services, and rightly so. But ultimately, it was the Miss Lou Warriors that make the big splash to sign you. Tell us about the Warriors, Coach Calvin Thomas, and what drew you to want to become a Miss Lou Warrior.
Well, Coach Cal, I kept the same relationship that I had with him from playing for the Garland Warriors, which are now the Dallas Warriors. We've always kept a good relationship, and we just kept it going from when I went overseas to when I came back for the summer, that first summer of last year. And, I always kept a good relationship with him, and, he asked me to play. And, I was like, I can still play after this year, even though we've been doing very good over here. But, I'm not tired or nothing. I'm not in pain or anything. So, I want to keep getting better each and every day. And I want to keep keep my name buzzing as much as I can. So,
Well, you're going to join the likes of Cordarius Johnson, Ronald Ellis, Gary Stewart, and more. Miss Lou, a very talented team that was just frankly young last season. They're already 2-1 this year with the and hold the only win over the conference leading DFW United. So what do you hope to bring to the Warriors with your game to take them to the next level and really become a big Western Conference power?
I just try. I'm going to make it more easier for them, basically. That's it. They're already a good team. I'm going to make it more easier as far as being at the point guard spot to, they don't have to dribble the ball. Like players who aren't comfortable dribbling the ball, you can just give me the ball. I can bring the ball up, run the plays, and I communicate with the players. So everything it just meshed with this team. So I think that I made the right decision in choosing this team, and I feel like I'm gonna be able to be a great contribution to this team, and especially for since over here in Spain we played full court defense, hard defense. So I don't think that the players in this league will be ready for this type of defense that I'm ready to play. But they will soon get used to it, as I play, and the more and more families.
Well, LaShawn, let's get the timeline down now. You're playing in Spain, as we said, for Cazorla. You've led them to the playoffs. It's a bit different as far as the postseason format goes over there in the EBA. It's kind of like a soccer or in the EPL that we see an aggregate score and home and away and stuff like that. It would take the rest of the show to explain it to everybody. So when do you see yourself officially, crossing the Atlantic and arriving over here on the court for Miss Lou?
Our last game is the 21st. Okay. The 19th, 20th, and 21st. We're in the Final Four. So after those games, and we host the Final Four, actually. So after those games, I'm finished. So, it's win or lose after that. So I will be back home before January or June 1st. Sorry.
Very good.
June 1st.
The time difference is big, not that big from over there. So do they do the slam dunk like you do?
No.
I bet that's been something for them to see.
No.
What's the Spanish word or term or phrase for slam dunk? Do they have one?
Mate, I think. Mate.
Mate?
Mate.
A lot of mate has been thrown down there.
Yeah, every time a kid or anybody sees me, they always say, Mate, LaShawn, mate.
Very cool, man. Well, we are so excited. I mean, your Spanish must be pretty good being over there for a couple of years now. So how about telling all the BackCourt viewers in Spain, how about telling them in Spanish that LaShawn Murphy is coming to the NABL?
Oh, you put me on the spot. I can say, without saying my name, I can say, yo voy, juega in NABL, basically. I play in NABL.
Very good.
Or I was going to say I go to NABL, but it doesn't sound right. So I say I play in NABL.
Very good. Well, mate, indeed, my friend. Can't wait for it. Cannot wait for it. Appreciate the time. Best of luck in the continuing EBA playoffs there in Spain, and we will talk to you again when you arrive stateside, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
That is LaShawn Murphy. Adios.
All right, adios.
So, a bona fide game changer is coming to the NABL once again. Not the first time or second or even third or 50th time that's happened, but truly again, as I said, highlighting the North American Basketball League as minor league basketball's biggest stage, not just here in the States or the continent, but around the world. So, we told you about some big games already in the headlines. Let's wrap up the week 6 that was. Yeah, in addition to the games we've already talked about, in the other NABL action, congratulations. Hey, round of applause to the Texas Wolverines who traveled to Austin to get their first win of the season, and a close one too, 141-138 over the Austin Knights. We told you. Wolverines in Houston been tweaking the roster a little bit. Seems to be working out for the Texas team new to the NABL this season. Capital City did take care of business on their Saturday game as the Cardinals earned the W over the Music City Kings, and the Quad City Flames and the West Coast failed to defend their home court as the Tacoma Thunder come in and take the win 108-92. Now time for our Players of the Week. And Eric Stewart, who we've just talked to on the NABL backcourt here, 35 points, big win over the Dallas Hoyas. But let's move on to Josh Montgomery. And Josh Montgomery having a huge game over the weekend against Capital City. Let's get him on the backcourt right now. And welcome to you, Josh, here on the backcourt. Another one of our NABL Players of the Week. Congratulations, man, on your performance and this honor.
I appreciate it, man. You know, a lot of hard work goes into it. I'm just happy that I got my shot.
Well, it was a lot of hard work this weekend, but you made it look easy. First of all, 30 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, a block, and an assist. You had 2 big games this past weekend with the show. First of all, on Saturday, your old friends, the Savannah Cavaliers, come into town. And then on Sunday, the vicious Capital City Cardinals, and both easily dispatched in a way, at least on the stat line. Clear, decisive wins again for Atlanta. First of all, talk about the weekend. Let's start with Savannah on Saturday.
Well, Savannah was a good game. We were all in tune with each other. You know, we all ran our lanes effectively, moved the ball around. Everybody, I think just about everybody scored. That normally scores big numbers. Bernard Parks, he had a slow start, but he got rolling. So it was just we fed off of each other's energy, and we kept going from there.
And then Capital City comes in on Sunday and really a battle for the Eastern Conference with the records as it stood then. And, man, it was easy sailing, at least as it appeared, as far as Sunday went. Talk about the game against the Cards.
Well, the Cardinals, like I said earlier, man, we've been clicking a lot lately. We knew that we were going to use our speed because they didn't have too many players that could, you know, combat our speed with them. So we just kept our foot on the gas and kept going and going and going.
Man, it's been that way. No matter the opponent this season, some really tough games. I think back a couple of weeks to the Huntsville Force matchup. Certainly the game against the Birmingham Vulcans. That came down to the wire. And, you know, through it all, 18-0 since the Atlanta show showed up in the NABL. What is this secret sauce, man? I mean, we keep asking all through even last season, asking your coach, David Kessler, asking Bernard, asking you now. You know, what is the key to the Atlanta perfection?
Just staying disciplined and staying tight as a unit. We all associate with each other off the court. So, like, it's a family. Like, we really hold each other accountable and have a high standard of demands that we must reach in order to, you know, maintain this perfection that we have so far.
Well, every week with Atlanta, I mean, it seems like a new member of the show steps up to the plate, whether it's Parks, whether it's you, Corey Zachary, on and on and on and on throughout the entire roster, even through the bench. I mean, team seems to be the overriding theme within Atlanta, not just one guy.
Oh, definitely. Like I stated, we're all brothers on and off the court. You know, we're a tight unit, and we're all selfless. So I had a big weekend this weekend. Next weekend, it could be Antoine Hall. Next weekend, it could be Corey Zachary. So the list goes on. Maurice Strong. You know, it's just whoever's up next and whoever steps up, hey, we're going to feed the hot man.
You know, you just mentioned his name, Mo Strong. And as he came into the Atlanta show this season, actually a former Cavalier, talk about his addition.
So I love Mo Strong. I love him. I love him to death. I love his energy, his focus, and his ability and willingness to learn. When he came into our organization, he was like, "Josh, I'm watching you. So I want you to tell me every in and out, anything you see that I need to improve on." He's just a big sponge, so I just, you know, pass off what I know. Yeah. And he soaks it up, and he's a freak of nature athletically. He can jump out the gym.
Yeah, we saw his prowess during the NABL Final Four last season, and man, boy, can he take over a game. Let's look ahead. This week 7, you take on the expansion Panama City Piranhas. One of the games that you're certainly favored, as the Atlanta show is, to take the win in this, but it's these kind of games that can take a bite out of you, no pun intended, against the Piranhas. Actually, I intended that. I appreciate you somewhat laughing. What is the key to keeping that perfect streak in, one of these in-betweener games that we see teams with perfect records stumble upon sometimes?
We just have to stay disciplined, treat every game like it's the finals, don't underestimate any opponent, because that could be the bite in the butt, so we want to stay focused, stay disciplined, stay ourselves, and play Showtime basketball.
So when it comes to the championship rings that y'all had from last season and the championship shirt and all that stuff like that, do you display it or do you sport it or just show it off to everybody that comes your way?
The rings are the rings are on the way. The shirts, I wear my shirts from time to time whenever we make our appearances. I like to stay on the humble side of things. I don't like to flash out and be flashy with it. But when the rings do come, I'm gonna sport it a couple of times.
There you go. Very cool, man. Well, congrats. Our Week 6 NABL Player of the Week. Great stat line, great performance, and continued success, Josh Montgomery, man. Appreciate the time here on the backcourt.
No problem. Thank you, Ken. Have a great one.
Looking ahead, 7 games make up week number 7 in the NABL. You got to love the symmetry of the NABL schedule makers. As things really get cranking across North America, who doesn't love a rematch between rivals? Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the Battle for Bama, Part 2. Yes, it's an event when we use Roman numerals to signify it's Part 2. And sometimes, the sequel can be better than the original. Because after pulling off that upset last week, the Force now head into Birmingham's home court to see if that was just a fluke or if the Force are the real deal. Now, the Vulcans, they proudly call their town, Birmingham, Rebound City. So we're going to see if they can avenge last week's loss and regain control over the Eastern's Northern Division. The 3-1 DFW United, they're back at it, and they try to keep pace with the Western Conference leading Lions as they trail only a half game back in the standings. As the United travel to the Alamo City Aztecs, not to play the San Antonio Lions in San Antonio, no, the Aztecs in San Antonio. And the Aztecs, get this, if the season ended today, which I don't believe it will, but just saying, speculatively, I can say that word, the Aztecs would have the 4th spot in the West and be in the NABL playoffs. How about that? And as we said, cannot wait to see what the Admirals will bring to the court after their international tour as Kitsap will travel to Quad City. Here is the rest of the NABL Week 7 schedule as the Knights, they try to earn their first win of the season, but have to do it on the San Antonio Lions home court. The Show try to remain perfect again as the Piranhas come to town out of Panama City. Tacoma takes on the SB Battle, and hey, the Music City Kings invite Savannah and the Cavs into Nashville for what could be the Kings' first win in the NABL. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Slow down, Ken. We got things to do. Oh, let's do it now. Yeah, this is where we pick the winners. And remember to see each and every one of those games we just talked about Week 7 live starting Saturday at NABLbasketball.com. Okay. We went 3-3 last week in KB's picks. Oh, so we're now officially 9-4 on the season. Not our best weekend. Yeah, that was not good.
Say that again.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we may not have a studio audience next week.
Ooh, that's nice.
To the games. Let's go. Give me the toughest one first, okay? Birmingham hosting Huntsville. And though the Vulcans didn't put their best foot forward in their loss against the Force last week, I have to go with the hot hand in this one, okay? Not the home team. So yeah, give me Huntsville in what could be a real huge early season turnaround made complete and should be the best NABL game of the weekend. That being said, DFW heads to Alamo City for a battle towards the top of the Western Conference standings, though Alamo City is definitely now officially on the rise, using that big win against the Hoyas 3 weeks ago to propel them up. The United just is on fire this year. And will remain so, in my opinion. They take the win. I take the United over the Aztecs. Now, to the state capital of Texas, I will go with the San Antonio Lions in this matchup, who are coming off that huge win, as we talked about, over the Hoyas. And that was on the road. The Lions are lethal when they play at home. So I pick the Lions to win over the winless Austin Knights. Kitsap is back at it, and we'll pick right back up on their winning ways as I go with the Admirals to win over the Quad City Flames. Look for Atlanta to remain perfect as the show will defend home court against the Panama City and the Piranhas. And games are tough within the tightly contested West Coast Conference, but give me the Tacoma Thunder to win 2 in a row and stay in a roll, this time over the SB Battle, which, by the way, a landmark game in the North American Basketball League, the first game ever to be played in a foreign country for the NABL. Yeah. We're going up north, huh? NABL basketball. Oh, jeez. All right. And finally, here it is. Yes, the first win in franchise history will occur for the Music City Kings in the NABL as they will come this Saturday to that win column for the first time, taking down the Savannah Cavaliers on their home court in Nashville. And the Kings will take the win. Mark it. I'm just saying. You know, I'm pulling for you, Music City. But what do you think? Okay? As always, your opinion, your fan, you know. Shout at me either to the right side of this page, right over here, or you can just email me, all right? Ken Buckner at nablbasketball.com. Would love to hear your thoughts. Who's your favorite team? Or just your general complaints and criticism about this show. We'll maybe put you in the studio audience if we have one next week. Do you hear me? I will turn this show around and we will go back where we came from to the start. All right, kids. On to week 7 with all you need to know in the NABL. Remember to watch any and all of the games this week in action. The live stream cranks up on Saturday at nablbasketball.com. A multitude of thanks to our many guests here on the backcourt, both stateside and all the way across the pond. And most of all, thanks to you, absolutely, for being a fan of the NABL and for hanging out and putting up with me on this show. Till next week, I'm Ken Buckner, and this is the BackCourt on the NABL Network.